Marty here with Warehouse and Operations as a Career, and we're back at the Taste of Oak Cliff Festival today. We had a blast out here last year, and with an invitation from Belmar Integrated Logistics, we jumped at the chance to come on out and talk with everybody that stopped by their recruiting booth today. I even ran into a couple of people that I'd had the pleasure to help secure new positions for in the past. It was really neat getting to catch up with them and find out how their careers are going. I wanted to talk about a recurring question that came up over and over this morning. It seemed to be aimed at staffing or sourcing companies kind of in general, but I sense frustration and sometimes even desperation as people would ask, "Are you background friendly?" From my experiences, your typical staffing or sourcing agency are going to be working within their customers' guidelines. I really believe things are mostly looked at on a case-by-case basis. And I really see this question come up often, really way too often on social media too. I mean, look, whatever happened has happened. We have to have a job. We've all got bills to pay, and we have to find work. I really feel, and understandably so, it's easy to get frustrated and just start answering ads or posting comments like, "Are you background friendly?" As much as I believe social media is a great tool for us to use when we're seeking employment, we do have to work at it. You've probably heard myself and several recruiters that's been on the show that Facebook is a great place to find those companies or agencies that's hiring, but we need to call them. Even an email might be okay if they have provided an email address, but we need to go ahead and call them, leave a message, or even messages if you don't catch them on the phone. I have just not seen any positive results with private or direct messages. Recruiters just don't have the time to answer all those questions one by one. You know, I had one recruiter show me her Facebook inbox. It was full with, "Where are you located? What are the hours? Can you tell me more? And are you background friendly?" I think it's important that, we don't have a problem sharing either. I mean, we have to be totally honest when we're speaking with a hiring agent about our backgrounds. Oh, and kind of as a side note, don't falsify anything like that on our application. They won't be working with us when we're caught doing that kind of stuff. But like I mentioned earlier, everyone knows that we need to work. If we've paid our fines, done our time, or whatever, and we're working on getting a fresh start, we can find work. We're just going to have to work a little harder at it maybe. A few months ago, I was helping a young man, and he was explaining that he had a background issue, and another individual chimed in on the conversation. She knew of a warehouse that was a little more relaxed with employment histories. She gave him the address, and he applied, and he was hired on. It's important that we try not to get down about it or embarrassed. It's already happened. We've learned from it, or I hope we have, and we can get work. Even if it's not exactly what we want, I encourage everyone to just get in the door and show our management team what we can do. Once we're that valued employee, they'll go to bat for us and they won't want to lose us, right? I encourage you to call those phone numbers in the ads or go and apply in person when the address is listed. The way I look at it is if a recruiter doesn't supply you with a phone number or an address and is encouraging you to DM or PM them, it's probably not what I'm needing right now, which is a job that I can start quickly and with no cost to me. Well, there's my 2 cents about backgrounds and employment. We can find work. It's harder maybe, but we'll be successful. I hear just as many people without any kind of background opportunities getting just as frustrated. Finding work is hard, but we can all find us something to get in the door with. So, the Taste of Oak Cliff Festival is like most of your spring and summer festivals. You have some great food. Man, there's some great food out here today. Anyway, there's booths set up for the crafty types, business owners selling their jewelry and paintings, realtors, staffing agencies, a couple of different colleges are out here, vacation planners, and of course the list can go on and on. But today I was thinking about all the planning and logistics it takes to put something like this together and then close it down and haul it off. I was helping Belmar set up this morning. We arrived early, as did all the other vendors, and we all swarmed the event space together. Everyone would pull up to their assigned booth and unload all of their wares or point of sale materials and then try and get the vehicles back onto the street. Just as in our daily work activities, there has to be a flow, a workflow if you will, to make everything work and come together. Things have to be in sync and have their own rhythm. I couldn't help but wonder how, it all came together. It was a Chamber of Commerce event, and I realized that each booth was really an independent company. It reminded me of a supply chain, which, as we've learned, is the backbone of our industry, or warehousing and transportation. I think we talked about the supply chain in an earlier episode, and I have upcoming plans to interview a couple of pros in the logistics fields next month, but today's event really got me to thinking about how much we see logistics and the supply chain in our everyday lives. Wikipedia.org tells us that the supply chain is a system of organizations, people, activities, information, and resources involved in moving a product or service from supplier to customer. And that's exactly what I experienced this morning. And then we have logistics, the detailed coordination of a complex operation involving many people, facilities, or suppliers. And I pulled that from dictionary.com. I'm excited about learning more on both those fronts in the coming weeks, and I'll have those experienced in the fields sharing all their thoughts and opinions about their industries with us. Now let's all remember, seeking employment is quite possibly harder to do than the jobs that we're actually seeking. Don't get discouraged. It's out there. That dream job is available to us. We just have to work hard to find it. I can only suggest to use those phone numbers and apply in person whenever possible. I think social media and the job boards are great places to source our next career, but it's honestly our responsibility to get in front of those hiring agents and recruiters. Rarely are they going to seek us out, and it's my experience. I've been told to use that word instead of saying it's my opinion. So it's my experience that asking all the questions like tell me more or info in the comments or DMing and PMing individual questions will rarely produce results for us. Well, I myself have got to get back up at the table and meet some more people, and of course hit up a couple of more of those food trucks. So I'll say thanks for listening in this week, and I hope you'll join us again next week. Remember, we love getting mail. Feel free to send a message to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com with any comments or topic suggestions that you might have. Have a great week, and please think, work, and be safe out there.